Last week was Fibromyalgia Awareness Week. Nope, I didn't have a clue either. And I have fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia, or as I prefer to call it, Fibromyzombies, is an invisible disease. That means if you suffer from it, most of the time you look fine. But I've got a little secret for you. I actually had the opportunity to be seen by the specialist at the Bath Hospital for Rheumatic Diseases, because I knew that there wasn't some little pill that was going to make me better. And I knew that chances were I was never going to get better. But hearing it from somebody who knew what they were talking about, that kind of hit me hard. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom, because it's not a progressive disease. I'm not going to get worse as I get older. It's cyclic. So sometimes I'm going to have a really, really bad month. But you know what? Sometimes I'm going to have a really, really awesome month where I feel great. Well, kind of great. This video is about my experiences having Fibromyzombies, and plus a few little tips about how you might be able to help somebody else who's suffering without making them feel. So here are some of the things that happen to me on a daily basis. Part 1. I'm not lazy. I have real trouble getting out of bed. Not like you normally have trouble getting out of bed. Try and imagine the worst hangover that you've had, and try and imagine having that pretty much every morning of your life. It's kind of like, well, this is awkward. Well, not quite like that, but you have to wait for everything to wake up before you can actually roll over and move and do stuff. Meh. And by the time you've got the energy to get yourself out of bed, you don't have the energy to make your breakfast. Cleanliness is the bane of my existence. Having a shower or a bath sounds like a lovely thing and I'll get nice and clean, but it's like trying to climb Everest in the morning, and I feel like, yeah, kind of like that. And I'm so exhausted after I've had my bath or my shower that I can't actually go and do the thing that I was going to do that made me need to have a bath or a shower. So now I'm just a very clean, very bored person who could do with a nap. Chairs are the bane of my life. Oh, they are. If I sit down in a chair and I've forgotten to take the thing that I actually needed to take with me and put it in my lap, that means I have to get back up and get that thing. And sometimes it feels that that thing that I've got to go and get is like, on the subject of chairs, little tip: if experiencing somebody who has fibromyalgia and there is a chair moving about situation, please help. Please don't make me ask, because you know I'm not going to be able to move it properly. To be stood there by the chair looking around waiting for somebody to notice, it's kind of awkward, and it makes me feel weird to actually have to ask for help. So I know I'm asking you to be psychic, but if you do know, if you could just move it for me, that'd be really awesome. Brain farts. I've called them brain farts to make them slightly more friendly, but actually I think the term is fibrofog. There are a couple of ways that this presents with me. Sometimes I'll be talking and rambling on like I am now, and then suddenly my brain will do this. And all the lights will go out, and I will stop. I'm like TikTok in Return to Oz when he needs to be wound up. It must be quite scary to watch, because something like this will happen. It's awkward, isn't it? And it actually goes on for longer than that, but I didn't want to do too much awkwardness in case he switched off. And I'll be back in a few minutes. You just gotta wait for my brain to wind itself back up. Sometimes it loses information altogether. Maybe just for a few minutes, maybe for an hour or two. Like, I spent half an hour not knowing what my boyfriend's name was. I couldn't work it out in my brain, it was driving me crazy, and that's really kind of scary. Concentration is a massive issue with me, but the concentration thing, it's not that my attention span is like that. It's that if I have to concentrate on maybe a spreadsheet for more than 10 minutes, or reading text on a screen for more than 10 minutes, it's one of the reasons why I can't do Tumblr, because I don't have the focus for it. I have trouble when people send me scripts on email. I have to print them out because I can't have the concentration of looking at that screen for too long, because I'll be there and then my brain will suddenly do this.
I like cheese.
La, 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 la. Don't blink. Then there is, of course, the thing that I would call the treacle issue. This is where I am walking along quite nicely, la, 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 and then suddenly it feels as though I'm trying to walk through treacle and my legs won't quite do what it is that they're supposed to do. It's very frustrating. I have a real problem with dancing. I have a tendency to dance like an idiot because it's much better for your soul. I love doing it. If I'm having a really good day, then maybe I'll be able to do it for an hour or an hour and a half if I take it really easily. So how I am at the moment, I can only do it for about maybe 5 minutes at a time, which makes dancing a kind of, almost a melancholy kind of action to do, because I'm dancing but I know that it'll have to stop. Of course there are many other aspects to it, but I'd be here all day if I was trying to explain all of them to you. For instance, there's hypersensitivity. Ow. You're hot, I'm friggin' boiling. When you're cold, I'm getting frostbite. Someone make me some tea! So then there's the P word. This might be quite hard to hear, but I am always in pain. Yeah, I know that's difficult to believe, but I am always in pain on some level. Sometimes, like today, it's a dull ache. It's not too bad. I can move about reasonably, but more often than not, it's much more than that. And I try and describe it to you, but I'm not sure that I can. I suppose the best way is it's like the zombies have got to you and they put their hand into your muscles and start tearing out your flesh. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. There are days when really what I'd like to do is... but I don't. And I won't. Because I love life. And I want to do things, and I have ideas, and I have so much energy in my brain that I don't have in my body because my body wouldn't let me have it, and so I try and I keep going, and I'm going to keep going, but I do need help, and thank you to everyone who gives it to me. I do really appreciate it. I love life and I love living, and I'm a really positive person, and I try and separate out emotion from pain. I choose to try and teach children that they can be anything that they want to be. That includes a pirate princess, if they want to be, especially if they're a boy. I choose to use my drama training to teach other adults how to express themselves. I choose to have toys in my office. I choose to crochet really geeky stuff. I choose to go out on stage every month and try and be funny for money. I choose to tell other people my experiences so that they might know a little bit more about a disease that is, well, you know, a little misunderstood. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. And sometimes it's all a little bit too much, and sometimes I have to stop. But please don't stop calling me. Don't not invite me to something because you think I might not be able to take it, because it's different from day to day. So please don't shut me out just because you think it might hurt me. I'm a good judge of that. I really hope you haven't found this missive too whiny or self-pitying, because I don't need pity. I'm going for a bit of understanding and hoping that maybe you'll pass on that knowledge to other people. I don't know. I just hope it does something. So this is Jigwam signing off and wishing you a very healthy week. Now I'm going to go and play with my Doctor Who figures. Bye bye! Yes, I do have the 10th Doctor Who in My Little Pony form in my office. Haters gonna hate.